All right, we are up and running. Let me check the sound. We've got, I think this is working. All right, cool. Let's fix the window. Let's do it this way. And we are up and running. Good morning, everybody. It's way too early. It's 8:30. Leave a comment if you can hear me. Chris, please and thank you. Awesome. Cool. Good morning, everybody. We are up bright and early. It is 8:37 my time, but probably some other time wherever you live. We've got people from, hey, Steph, hey, Ann, Tyler, Steven, Chris, Naviz, I can never pronounce your name, Amir, Brad, and hey, Tracy. Good morning, everybody. Today we are going over, hey, Bill Bruno, he cuts my hair. What's going on, Chris? Hey, Stephanie. Hope everybody is going to AdCon. Hey, Alicia. Today we are going over something a little bit different. Today we are going over, good morning, Bill. We're doing like a blast from the past. Today we're going over my or your, because I'm going to give this to you and I want you to take it anyway, my first presentation at a Chamber of Commerce meeting. And it was like really interesting because it represented like a level, an upgrade in my thinking. And really represented a different way that I prospect customers, and one that was like less one-on-one salesy and more like educational, and really got me like a huge number of meetings with people that were like outside of my circle. So I was super psyched, and I'm essentially just giving you the presentation. And this slide deck is really meant for like people who are running an agency or providing Facebook ads for a service that want to prospect for more leads and appointments and sales, and want to present en masse, which like really is a huge opportunity because you essentially do like 20 one-on-ones all at once. You're the expert in the room and they come up to you at the end, which is like really exciting. So that's what I'm gonna be going over today. And so like I mentioned, this is really a blast from the past. I gave this presentation about 8 months ago to a group of 25 people. It was a presentation to the Doral Minority Chamber of Commerce. And Doral is a city inside of the city of Miami, like a mini city. And a friend of a friend asked me and I said, yeah, sure, let's do it, who cares? And I really didn't like put any value into it or like think about it because, you know, I wasn't a Facebook ads expert. I'm an FAFE and I'm seeing like everybody blow me out of the water. Like if you think I'm good, wait till you talk to Jordan Parker who does like what I do times 10, right? And I totally forgot about the presentation, and like 2 days before it came up, he sent me a reminder text. I freaked out and I made the slide deck that we're gonna be going over today, the one over here on the left. And despite the fact that I wasn't an expert, that I didn't know what I was doing in total confidence, they all thought I was the expert. And they all really valued my time, which was like really, really important for me as I go on this journey and growing my agency to find people that valued what I had to say. And what was even cooler is like after the presentation, they all lined up after to talk to me about Facebook ads. Like I got table rushed. Like I got off the stage and like 20 people out of the 25 came up and handed me their business card. Like, what about this? What do you think about that? Like mechanics. Hey, yeah, we're recording this, Jeff. Like mechanics and carpenters and like CMOs and CEOs and senior vice presidents. Like it was like absolutely mind blowing to have them think that I was like so good at my job that they were approaching me, their thoughts, feeling, ideas, and how I could help them accomplish their goals. The end result is I got 10 appointments with one single 25-minute presentation to people that were outside of my circle. So when I say outside of my circle, I mean there was no way that I could cold call them or Facebook message them or cold email them. Like there was no way that I could reach out. They were not friends of friends of friends. Like there was no way I could ever get on the phone with the chief marketing officer of a $100 million furniture company and he was there. Like there was no way I would be in touch with the CEO of a $20 million private school. He was right there. The people that would influence the decision, they were all at the same table and I was addressing all of them at once. So it was like a really common narrative. It wasn't like I have to get them to really like it and then they tell their team like, nope, it was all right there. And it really represented a huge level of my thinking. And honestly, like if I had something to sell, I'm convinced I would have had my first Tony Robbins moment or my first Russell Brunson moment, which is you get the audience like fired up and they're excited and they're amazing. And then they give you money at the end. And the next presentation I give, I will have a product or service to sell no matter what. So I can experience like an actual table rush. But at this first presentation I ever did, people did They came up to me and they talked. They just didn't buy anything because I didn't have anything to sell, but like 20 people came up and like asked me about it. So I really think this is like a cool opportunity for you because I'm essentially giving you this presentation, the one on the left. I want you to use it. I want you to present it. I want you to change the name. I want you to white label it. I want to use it. I want you to use it to provide value to your future clients and customers. I want you to approach Chamber of Commerce meetings. I want you to approach business groups like the Electoral Brotherhood of your state. I want you to go to the plumbers unions. I want you to go to companies and meetups and all that stuff and say, I want to present about this topic right here. And like, honestly, you will get results. Like, it will be mind blowing. Even if you're bad at your job, there's one of these secrets that somebody in that audience will not know of and really appreciate you telling them. And of like the 4 big ways, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 big ways to generate leads, sales, and appointments for you as an agency, the first one is Curious Student. The second was the ACAF. There's one-on-ones, there's a Facebook wall, which I'm really good at, and then there's group presentations, which I'm also really good at. If you're not doing this right here, you're missing out on about 90% of your results en masse, because there's no better way to get 25 people interested in your product or service than by doing group presentation. And honestly, like, you're going to be afraid and you're going to be concerned because like somebody will call you out. It never happens. And you really only need one person to say yes before you finally begin to like accomplish your dreams. So before we get started, this is my plug. I'm Jeff with Cool Beans Digital. I do the Wallet Out, Ready to Buy Button Seat customer campaign. The last 3 months of 2017, we sent over 1,000 people that were identified by Facebook as a potential customer. Saw the ad, clicked on the ad, typed in the name, typed in the number, typed in the email, click submit, essentially raised their hand and even called saying, I want to buy what you have to sell. If you're interested in being trained on how to do the Wallet Out, Ready to Buy Button Seat customer campaign, I'm doing it through a program called the Agency Acceleration Course. Applications closed tonight. You can apply by leaving a comment saying, Jeff, I'm in. Yeah, Jenna, thanks so much. I'm super psyched. Leave a comment saying, Jeff, I'm in. I will give you a link to the application. It's not free. It costs money, and it's definitely worth it. It's the beta, and we're leaving it to 10 people to be part of the beta group, the BETA, the beta group. And we're going to take it from there. So if there's any questions or comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas, I will be launching into the presentation that I actually gave to the Doral Minority Chamber of Commerce that you guys are going to cut, copy, steal, you're going to use, you're going to white label, and you're going to do it yourself so that you can generate 25 real-life human beings to listen to what you have to say, get 20 of them to approach you, and get 10 real-life appointments, and then magically get like $10, $20, $30,000 a month in recurring revenue just from one meeting, which is totally possible. So here we go. This is the 3 secrets to Facebook marketing that will deliver over 100 leads, even if you've never used Facebook before. I used this headline structure. I didn't know what to call my presentation, so I just copy and stole from Russell Brunson. He uses the the blank secrets to whatever you need without what you're afraid of. And I talked with the organizer, and he said, Jeff, these people know of Facebook, but they never used Facebook before. So guess what I put in there? So this is the 3 secrets to Facebook marketing that will deliver over 100 leads, even if you've never used Facebook before. Secret number 1, location, location, location-based targeting. When you first start off with Facebook ads, you end up at this screen, which is horrific. You feel like you're in a submarine. You've got dials and dashboards. You've got like a lever. I don't even know what this is up here. Like, what does specific or broad mean? You've got this like reticle, I think, and you're targeting something. I genuinely felt like I was inside of a submarine the first day I saw this screen, and I had no idea what to make of it. I had no idea what to do. I didn't even know what I should do and if it was important to do it. It was just a big old ball of not frustration, but possibly intimidation and like plain old concern. And so what was really interesting about like Facebook and like their location-based targeting is it's absolutely insane. Like it's not wrong, but the default is incorrect. Like, let's say you're a business in Miami. You're a real life business. You're a carpenter, you're a chiropractor, you're a plumber, you're a dentist. You know it's absolutely crazy to take out a newspaper ad in a city that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cities away. Like, these are not your potential customers. They're not a great fit, right? This is 25 miles around. It's absolutely insane to take your limited time, effort, energy, and dollars and send your marketing message to somebody who lives in Fort Lauderdale. But that's what Facebook defaults to, which is a problem, right? Because you know that your customer base isn't all the way from Homestead, which is down here, all the way to Fort Lauderdale. But Facebook defaults to this massive zone around your business, and you can't afford to waste your time, your money, your limited dollars. You can't afford to spend $1,000, $5,000, or $10,000 or $50,000 on a plain old oops and marketing mistake. This entire radius is too big. And if you're in South Florida, you know about a company called Sonic because they advertise a lot. They've blanketed South Florida with all their marketing, and they only have one location, and it's like right here, like one Sonic. And I don't know anybody that's going to be in South Beach, go all the way over to Sonic. It's not going to happen. Nobody drives more than 10 minutes to fast food, right? But Sonic can afford to make this mistake. Sonic has $1 billion. You don't. You can't afford to be Sonic. You can't afford to have a radius this big. And maybe you can make the argument, Jeff, but one time there was this one person that drove 45 minutes away to come to my shop, and I'm going to say, great, you're not wrong. Who should I focus on? The people 45 minutes away or the people within a 20-minute drive? Exactly. Even if you do find a group of people in Fort Lauderdale that absolutely positively love your stuff, that respond to your ad and drive all the way down, your dollars will get wasted on people who can't be your customers. Everybody else. And let's say these people do call and do schedule an appointment. They're going to pass 45 of your competitors along their 45-minute route. They're going to be super angry and super disappointed that what was supposed to be a 20-minute consultation now took 2 hours with traffic. Your time and their time will be wasted from responses that are too far away. So if you can fix this zoning problem, you'll stop 90% of your budget going to waste. So I'm going to show you the secret. I'm going to show you a better alternative. Tighten up that radius. You'll notice that this is kind of like zoomed in. At first we were starting off here, and then I started to zoom in. As an example, let's say you're a brand new dentist based out of Coral Gables. And you're actually at this weird intersection at Ponce and Palomero, and if people in the audience know Coral Gables, it's like this weird traffic circle, but then there's another traffic circle that's really an oval that everybody gets into a car crash and like is super confused at how it works because they're looking at the bigger traffic circle. You as a new dentist with limited time, limited effort, limited dollars, know that Homestead and Hollandale are not bringing in customers. For reference, Homestead is here and Hollandale is up here. Your business is here. It would be absolutely insane to start your marketing message, whether it's Facebook, whether it's newspaper, billboards, whatever you want to call it. It would be insane to try to convince Fort Lauderdale people to drive all the way down, Hollandale people to drive all the way down, or even Homestead people to drive all the way up. Instead, you want to focus your limited time, limited dollars on a 20-minute serviceable zone. People who will see your message say, you know what, I'm just going to go right now. It's within driving distance, walking distance. I might as well just take this opportunity. When you focus your limited dollars, you get a better bang for your buck just by targeting people that are within a drivable distance, are within a serviceable zone, and genuinely believe that you are the local business. Mark Zuckerberg won't like it, but he'll have to find someone else to pay for his Hawaiian houses. This is how you will get butt-in-the-seat customers. By taking your targeting reticle, your radius, your advertising zone, and tightening it up. You'll notice at first it's 25 miles. Now it's only 4. For companies that hire us to do an audit or a strategic consultation, this is the first thing we check, and we have to charge $297 to just pick up the phone, go into their ad set, and this is very often the first thing that we do that immediately gets them results. So that's secret number 1. Location, location, location-based targeting. This applies to mechanics and carpenters. This applies to private schools. This applies to everybody, blank, blank, blank in the audience. Secret number 2. The thumb stopping, attention getting, click worthy, act now offer. The biggest mistake, or the second biggest mistake that small businesses make, is they make an ad that looks like this. This is a real ad that I saw. I changed the name. That's like not the business. But oh my God, is this not the most disappointing, ugliest thing you've ever seen? It's a black and white photo from what, the 1920s that you can barely see, barely understand that has somehow been framed by some extra photoshopping. Nobody can actually identify as these real life people. The idea of history in our backyard is lost with a message with a photo and driven message that is just unclear. So what'll happen is a small and medium business who's convinced that this is a good idea will put this on Facebook, spend $1,000, $10,000, or even $100,000, which I have seen, won't get a result, and then say, you know what? Facebook ads didn't work. We tried it. We got no response. Our audience doesn't exist on Facebook. And then I can't say they're wrong because that just is not going to work. But I say, you know what? You're probably right. What's interesting is Facebook ads is $1 billion a day business. And there are 1 billion other small businesses just like you that have figured it out. As it turns out, Mr. Blank, Facebook ads won't work unless you have a reason to actually click on this offer, a reason to take action, a reason for this real life person to convert from a view into a click, into a customer, and into a conversion. Or at the very least, you have to have a photo that's worth attention, a collage that's worth attention, or a video that's worth attention. And I'll bet you dollars to donuts, Mr. Jones, that when you got this together, you said, let's just try it, and you put $100,000 into it, and then blamed the end result on something other than your bad process. That's what's in my head. I don't actually say that, even though I should. The end result, though, Mr. Jones, is you have to have an offer that is worth clicking on and worth breaking a habit over. And believe me, you want the customers that build a habit. If you're over the age of 25, you have habits. Those are the things and the customers that you want. Oh, I should turn off my notifications. That was right in my ear. The thing that you want, the customers that you want are the ones that get habits built, the ones that go back again and again. So you have to have an offer worth breaking a habit over. Jeff right here goes to the same chiropractor every day at 6:45, or sorry, every Friday at 6:45. I've been going for 5 years. I'm not leaving my chiropractor if I see an ad that looks like this. I'm not leaving my chiropractor if you give me dollars off. I'm not leaving my chiropractor if you do a 2-for-1. Not gonna happen. But if I see a Facebook ad for a chiropractor down the street that's doing an examination, evaluation, doctor report findings, 2 free x-rays, 2 free adjustments, a 25-minute massage, and no wait guarantee, a 20-minute turnaround, now Jeff, who's habit-driven, who is a high-volume, high-margin, low-cost customer for his chiropractor, is starting to pay attention. As it turns out, great Facebook ads, the kind that get you the results that you want, are built in 6 specific steps, each step for a specific reason. I did not invent these steps. People much smarter than me did. I'm just messaging and showing you what works for me. If you follow these 6 steps, you will get results. If you don't follow these steps, you won't get results, and you'll just blame Facebook ads. So if you're interested in seeing these 6 results, raise your hand right now. Not everybody reading. Don't leave a comment saying raise your hand, but that would be something you would do like in the room, just like keep them involved and things like that. Then like 15 people raise your hand and say, great, fine, perfect. So this is the 6 psychological steps to a high-performing Facebook ad. As it turns out, by the way, if you go to my website, Cool Beans Digital, same guy. We got a whole bunch of leads because of this setup. The first step to a high-performing and psychologically successful Facebook ad is you call it your audience. Hey, Miami. Hey, Chicago. Hey, downtown Atlanta. Hey, Honda Civic owners. Hey, iPhone lovers. Hey, whiteboard users. I just named stuff in my room right now. Hey, location and as specific you can get. If I could put hey, Miami moms and dads, I would put hey, Miami moms and dads. The more specific you get with your audience, the more applicable it is to real human beings, the more people actually respond, and the more dollars and conversions you will make. It's number 1, call it your audience. Number 2, call it your pain. Back pain, neck pain, and headaches are no fun, right? I stole this from Dan Henry by his course, Facebook Ads for Entrepreneurs. That's how I learned everything. Call it the pain. As it turns out, the people in the room making the marketing decision, just imagine like these groups of people, they run a business. As much as they like to be convinced of themselves that they know their customers, they've never actually done customer research. They don't know their customers' actual pain. They don't know their pain points, their needs, wants, fears, and goals, what they've hated and what they've tried. So if you're running this, do some research first. Talk to potential customers of your client. Ask them about their needs, wants, fears, goals, and concerns. And you will very quickly find out what that person's pain is, and you can take care of it right there. Number 3, have a worthy offer. Have a reason to break a habit, have a reason to click, call, and convert. I'm Dr. Blank with Blank Company, and I'm doing something amazing to promote our office. Again, this is Dan Henry's Facebook Ads for Entrepreneurs. That's how we got this structure. I'm giving away a blank, 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 and blank, and blank, and blank for $21. Here's your hint. Put the dollars in there. You're not going to get rid of the tire kickers. They'll still show up, but it's the beginning of a real honest dollar-driven relationship. You're doing something in exchange for dollars. Put the dollar on there. You'll find more people are more willing to pay money than if you put it for free. As it turns out, psychologically, it's nearly impossible to go from free to $0. Wow, from free to money. It's almost impossible to get somebody who's used to paying $0, get them to actually pay you. But if somebody's used to paying you some money, they'll gladly pay more. So in your worthy offer, figure out what you want to do for your customer and have an offer between $20 and $70. That's what works on Facebook. Number 4, have a scarcity-based action. Figure out how many vouchers you want to give out. Figure out when this offer ends. Figure out a timeline, an end. There's something strange that happens in your brain. People only act when they've got something to lose. So if you have a forever promotion, nobody's going to respond. But if you say we only have 37 vouchers and the offer ends on January 31st, now people are responding. Number 5, you want to have a clear focus photo of you and your team and of your customers. No stock photos. You're not Instagram models. You're not selling cologne or weird perfume, or you're not an Equinox gym. Believe me, their marketing is really weird. Look it up. Picture of you and your team and your real life people. It's amazing what happens when people walk in the door and see the people from Facebook. It's like they've known you their whole life. You will shorten the onboarding process, and your customers will be more excited to meet you and be with you and buy from you if they've seen you before. And lastly, number 6, you have to repeat your worthy offer. People don't read top down or left to right. That's not how your brain works. Remember, we're working on a 100 million-year-old brain. As soon as you start focusing, you start scattering to look for predators. People read the same way, especially on Facebook. They read the top, they read the bottom, they go back to the top, go to the bottom, look at the photo. That's how their brain works. You can either fight that and pretend that your 6th grade English and grammar teacher was correct, or you can know your customers and sell the way they're buying. You will have to repeat your worthy offer in the big old text below. This Facebook ad right here is what launched my career. This was my first one. This is the first time I saw a dollar connection between the effort I was putting into the universe and the result I was giving it. This was my big one. It was my one. It was like the one funnel that worked, the one ad that worked that launched my career. This is the structure you should be using to get the results you want. Secret number 2 is a thumb-stopping, attention-getting, click-worthy, act-now offer. Secret number 3, placing placements where they are supposed to be placed. When you first start Facebook ads, you're going to run into this menu on the right. It gets bigger every day, and you have no idea what this stuff means. But that's why I'm here, and this is your number 3 secret. Placements are where the ad appears. Think billboard, TV, magazine. If you're a car dealer, you've got stuff on radio, you've got stuff on television. That's where your ad is supposed to be placed. You and I both know it'd be absolutely insane to take a radio ad and put it on TV, and it'd be insane to think you can take a newspaper ad and put it on a flyer, and it'd be crazy to think you can take a newspaper ad and put it on the internet. Each of these needs to be respected given the way people interact with them. You can't take a radio ad and put it into Google. That's not how placements work. Facebook actually has 8 different and unique placements across 4 different platforms. That is already confusing. Do that math. You've got a lot of options, each of which has its own pros and cons, some of which will perform for you, some of which won't. As a default, Facebook actually checks all these boxes here and here. And this is a screenshot from like 8 months ago, so there's like 2 more nowadays. Super frustrating and super intimidating for anybody who started. Honestly, Facebook wants to run your ad everywhere so they can fill your order, say, tough, we're done, give us more money, or get out of line. But you don't want your ad to run where it will get the most results. But you don't want your ad to run everywhere. You want your ad to run where it will get the most results. And only one of these drives the leads, results, and actionable customers that you want. And let me ask anybody in this crowd right now, how many of you feel confident that you can, on first try, on first pick, looking at this screen with 0 knowledge, can choose the correct one? How many of you can unequivocally, 100% beyond a shadow of a doubt, choose the correct box to launch your $1,000, $10,000, $100,000 marketing campaign knowing you have to get results? Nobody here would. And that's what Facebook relies on. As it turns out, each of these, only one of these is the correct one. And I'm going to start from the bottom. Facebook Messenger, it's kind of still too early for sure. Again, this was a presentation 8 months ago. Now we're pretty confident about it. Audience network, that's everywhere else. So if you want your ad to appear on Tinder, you check that audience network box. You really don't want to. But if you check that box, it'll appear on Tinder. Instagram stories, think Snapchat. Are you building out a unique ad that makes sense for Instagram stories? Does your product or service or Facebook ad fit what's successful on Instagram? Probably not, because you're not in the e-commerce space. You're probably accidentally checking the right column. You didn't even know that exists. It's on the right side of the Facebook newsfeed. It's almost invisible to every single person. And that's the one that everybody ignores. Facebook in-stream videos, that's your 5 seconds in the middle of an ad by Jon Stewart or Stephen Colbert or David Letterman or SNL, all those like cool viral marketing skits that everybody watches. You get to interrupt that process. So do you have a video ad that fits right there, or are you putting together a really bad collage? Instant articles, advertise inside the New York Times. As they're on Facebook looking at, they click on an article and your ad will appear right there. Are you a good fit for that? As it turns out, 99.9999% of the time, the only Facebook placement that works for small and medium businesses is the Facebook newsfeed. That's it. Nothing else. So if you leave this checked as is, remember there's 2 more boxes that are checked here, you've immediately lost 90% of your opportunity for wins. Your Facebook advertising budget will be sucked dry. Your order will be filled immediately before you can change anything, and Facebook will say, see you later, goodbye, thanks for your money. Or you only check this box, leave the rest unchecked, and have time, effort, and energy placed in the right direction to where you get results. Remember, as a default, Facebook wants you to advertise 25 miles around, have a bad ad, and advertise it everywhere. So they can run through their budget ASAP. But now you're smarter than that. Now you know the 3 expert secrets. Instead of advertising everywhere, you're only going to advertise in your serviceable zone, somewhere close to where somebody sees your ad and says, you know what, I'm just going to go today. Right there. That's how we generate phone calls. That's how we generate in-store appointments. That's how we get people to walk into your doors. You're going to not have a gross, boring ad that doesn't give a person a reason to click. Instead, you're going to follow the 6 psychological steps. And lastly, you're only going to advertise in the only Facebook placement that actually produces results for SMBs. If you're GE, this does not apply to you. If you're Tesla, this does not apply to you. If you're Apple, this does not apply to you. If you're FP&L, this does not apply to you. But if you have to be judicious about the way you spend your dollars, this applies to you. So secret number 1, location-based targeting. Don't let Facebook determine your circle. Target your serviceable zone so you get button-and-see customers. Number 2, have a thumb-stopping, attention-getting, click-worthy Act Now offer. 90% of Facebook ads don't hit their goal. You want to have a great human-focused photo, features and flaws of you and your customers, and follow the 6 steps for your ad success. Secret number 3, placing placements where they're supposed to be placed. Facebook wants to spend your money fast. Run your ad where it gets the most leads and choose newsfeed for the best results. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That's the 3 secrets of Facebook marketing that will deliver you over 100 leads, even if you've never used Facebook before. I'm going to hang around on the side of the stage for about 15 minutes. We'll talk then. That's your presentation. For everybody in this Facebook chat, just screenshot, copy it, and use it. My suggestion is that you switch out this photo for something that's applicable to somebody in the business, to somebody that's in the seats. Blow them out of the water. Go to their Facebook page, take their team photo, drop it in right there, and watch them freak out and give you a check. After you're done presenting, print this sucker out and hand it to people as a thank you in exchange for their business card as a scheduled appointment. This is the same presentation that I gave that drastically changed the way I approach the marketing of my business, the way I connect with real human beings and become the expert in the room. Instead of doing one-on-ones, instead of doing ACAFs, that's the automatic client acquisition funnel, and that's from JR and Dan Henry. And instead of doing the curious student, I found the best bang for the buck in group presentations. I now, as a structure, present to one group of at least 10 people once a month. And to this day, I get more results out of that one group presentation than I do with all my one-on-ones. And very often, by January 31st, I have filled my February advertising and appointment slots simply by one group presentation. So take this, copy it, steal it, make it your own, and use this really to be your first structured presentation at Chamber of Commerce so that you can get the sales results, leads, ROI that you're looking for. Again, my plug is if you're interested in doing the Agency Acceleration course, leave a comment in this Facebook Live saying, Jeff, I'm in, I'll give you an application. It's not free and it costs money, but it's definitely worth it. So if you've got any questions, comments, or concerns, now I'm gonna, oh my God, there's a lot. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna try to take it from the top as far as the comment chain, except I can't scroll up. Okay. Great tips, Jeff. Where to get a presentation? I'm not gonna know how to pronounce the name. Haridas, something like that. Sorry, dude, I can't pronounce it. Just screenshot this right now. What I'm gonna do is later on, I'm gonna make this part of like, I'm gonna go in and like edit the title to include the actual presentation. But that won't happen for a while because I have to build out the remainder of the course before it goes like live. I have to give people value for their money. So in the meantime, just screenshot this and use it to build your own, or just kind of like sit on that for 72 hours. And then I'll give you the actual slides. Jenna, mobile only. Actually, mobile and desktop. Let me take a look. I recommend mobile and desktop, but what I found is that you still have to do the Facebook newsfeed. That's the best one. All the other ones are like for either retargeting, or they don't apply to your business, or they won't get you the results that you want to either grow a customer, keep a customer, or fill a contract. If I'm ever in a position where I do not have a large budget, which is the vast majority of the time, goes here first, Facebook newsfeed, desktop and mobile. Sometimes I run separate ad sets for desktop versus mobile, because the ads look a little bit weird and sometimes you have to like truncate the sentences. Hey Munir, hey Lawrence, Kevin, thank you much, sir. Fighter. Munir, yes, you should try this. I highly recommend that you find a solid group of like 15 to 20 people to present to. It doesn't have to be the same people. What I mean is like a group thing, or like a meetup, or a Chamber of Commerce. Honestly, guys, like the Chamber of Commerces are literally filled with people that want to figure out how to grow their business. And it's prime pickings. But the challenge with Chamber of Commerces is like everybody is trying to go there to sell. And the way you stand out is by giving away stuff for free or being valuable. So don't be the guy trying to sell insurance like, hey, you want to buy Facebook ads? You want to buy my Facebook ads? Instead, it should be, how can I help you and your team accomplish your goals? What challenges or concerns do you have? And how can I get you the results you want? That should be your narrative internally and externally. And then people will reward you for it. Jen, I love it. Seems like you figured out an awesome formula. Thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you in the course. Anna, how are you? Glenn, is this going to be part of your beta group, Jeff? It is. There's 3 or 4 more versions of this, that like version 2, version 3, version 4. So like what I found is if you only go once to the Chamber of Commerce, it's like you're a drifter. Like, who is this traveler, random stranger? And it usually takes like 3 or 4 meet and greets and like hellos and all that for people to feel comfortable spending money with you or taking you up on your offer. And that's through like these presentations, but also the email interactions on my email chain and comments and things like that. Like, you have to have some like real honest interaction with somebody 3 or 4 times before you end up with a successful sale. And so I've got a version 2 of this and version 3 and version 4, but that's part of the beta group. John, thanks so much for your interest. I'm super psyched you actually already applied, I think. Maya, I think you already applied as well, but I'll send you a link just in case. M.A. Mirasol, Jaro, okay. Hey, M.A., how are you? David, appreciate it. You got it. Goran, how are you? Greetings, Joff from Austria. John, I appreciate the compliment, the mentor. Sweet, love the strategy. Awesome, I'm glad this was of value to everybody. Yeah, so again, like the basic idea is that when you're presenting, or first off, you should be presenting to a group. Like, it's valuable, it's useful, you are the expert. This is absolutely fantastic. John, you're the man, thank you. God, these like are coming out all weird. Joshua, thank you. If you want to grow your agency, you can do that through like 4 big setups or 4 big structures that I have found to grow mine. You can do a curious student. You can do an ACAF, that's the automatic client acquisition funnel. You can do one-on-ones, Facebook, all or group presentations. I've gotten really, really, really good at the one-on-ones. So I have like a whiteboard wall. I've got my wallet out ready by button seat customer campaign. I record it, present it. If they're in here, I can close it about 50% of the time. But not everybody will cut off like 45 minutes of their day. The second way that I get most of my leads is with my Facebook wall. So literally, like, when I meet somebody, I say, look, I don't want your business card. I'm just going to Facebook friend you right now. Then they secretly stalk me, and then they confirm and convert. That was an Arnie idea with the MEC. Like, you want a Facebook wall that confirms and converts, confirms the idea that they should take an appointment with you, and converts them from an appointment into a sale. That's the first one, one-on-ones I'm good at. Second one, Facebook wall that I'm good at. Third one is group presentations. I'm actually really bad with these 2. Like, I've never gotten great results. Like, I got curious students, but they never turned into customers. They were just like good opportunities to like test to see if I was any good. It got results. And the ACF, I put like $1,000 into it, never got any results. But these 3 right here, I'm actually going to, as part of the course, go into more detail. But yeah, so if you really, 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 really want to generate lead sales appointments for your agency and find people in the world you can get results for and provide value to the universe, group presentations is by far the best way to do it. You don't have to be an actual expert. You just have to be 1 chapter ahead of your audience. So that's like one way to think about it. Yeah, Arnie is top notch. I think he's gone from, and I remember when MEC was like 1,000 people, and now it's like at 40,000 people. It's like absolutely amazing. Chris, Jeff, appreciate this so much, dealing with info overload. Yeah, man, no worries. That's why we do the Facebook Live, so you can record it and go back to it as necessary. Again, I'm going to be giving you these slides. I'm just not sure on the ETA because I got to like start recording stuff for the Facebook group, or sorry, the agency course. So if there's any more questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas, now's the time. I'm going to be logging off in about 5 minutes. Hey, Steph. So you got like 5 minutes to throw anything you want at me. Just as like a summary, this is the presentation that I gave about 8 months ago. I presented to about 25 people. I set 10 appointments in 25 minutes and represented change in the way I approach the idea of generating leads and seeing value into the world. I'm giving this to you so that you can master one of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ways of growing your agency or growing your business or finding customers. And honestly, you really only need one person in this room to say yes to where you're like, oh my God, it worked. I want you to use it. I want you to provide value to your customers and present it. It's the 3 secrets of Facebook marketing that will deliver over 100 leads even if you've never used Facebook before. You can change this. I would suggest it given the time constraints. I think each secret ends up being like 12 minutes because people interrupt. So maybe it's 2 or maybe it's 5, I don't know. You change this bottom line depending upon the audience. So if people have never used Facebook before, that's what you would put. Even if you barely use Facebook, if you kind of understand, if you've never run ads before, if you've never generated leads before, if you don't know what to do, the formula, the Russell Brunson formula is the 3 things that you want, even if you've never done blank before, or without. So I guess if I did like a version like 5 of this, it would be like the 3 secrets to Facebook marketing that will deliver over 100 leads, even if you've never dealt with big budgets before, if I was doing it for like marketers or something like that. Secret number 1 is location, location, location-based targeting. Secret number 2 is having a thumb-stopping, attention-getting, click-worthy Act Now offer. And secret number 3 is placing placements where they're supposed to be placed. And that's the formula. So use it and claim it as your own. Let's see. I really wish that they would organize these comments better. Anna, how are you? Glenn, this is going to be part of the beta. I already answered that. From Australia as well. Send me a link to Dublin, Ireland. Oh, yeah, Lawrence. Yeah, we talked a while ago. Yeah, I'll send you a link, but it'll be in like 2 or 3 days because I focus on like the course. Hey, Victor. Hey, Fernando. Hey, Judy. Hey, Chris. Hey, Jeremy. Hey, Boris. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Hey, Stacy, Brittany, Chris, Goran, Anna, Maya, Michael, or Mikhail, Daniel, Lawrence, Perry, Kaushik, all that stuff. So I'm going to bring this to a close. So if there's any like last minute questions, comments, concerns, thoughts, ideas, this will be on my wall that you can go back at any time. And hopefully I won't end this one with like a big old allergy sniff. So that's it. Everyone have a great day. Use it and abuse it. Talk to you later. Bye.
All right, cool. So not too long ago, I gave an exclusive presentation to the Doral Business Council, and it's a super great group. And the Doral Business Council is one of those like tiny cities inside of Miami. It's not tiny, but it's like a sub-city. So there's Miami, and Doral is like a city inside of Miami. And it was really awesome because I got to meet a lot of small business owners, medium-sized business owners, even the big dogs on campus, like gigantic billion-dollar companies, just kind of like walking around saying hi and stuff like that. And what I did is I presented what I've learned over the course of my career working at big companies and small companies, taking the $100,000 worth of education, the training, the customers, the experience, and all the learning, and squeezing into essentially like a 20-minute presentation. And there's no way you can ever get like everything out of it, but you know, we did our best. And the title of that presentation, I mean, obviously it's right there, right? It's 3 secrets of Facebook marketing that will deliver over 100 leads, even if you've never used Facebook before. And if you're watching this presentation, you probably used Facebook before, so you're ahead of the curve. But the elements and the 3 secrets will still make sense because that's just how these like secrets are set up. So I'm going to run through all the secrets, provide some commentary, things like that. This is cut down a bit, but you know, it still make a lot of sense. So the first secret, secret number 1, is location, location-based targeting. It's kind of like that play on that real estate thing, like it's location, location, location. But to get 100 leads through Facebook, it's location, location-based targeting. So when you first open up Facebook and you start doing your first set of ads, you'll eventually get to this screen right here. And I forget the name of it. It's like under the ads manager, but I don't know this specific screen. And I remember when I first opened up at the ads manager, I felt like I was in a submarine and I had to figure out, like in the midst of like the captain yelling at me, which dial and lever and button and gizmo and pulley that I had to figure out the right combination of everything to make sure that the torpedo or the missile fired. And that is probably the feeling you're going to get when you start running your first ads. And of all the things to pay attention to, the most important thing to pay attention to is this right here, this blue circle. This is your radius. Now, when I say location-based targeting, that's what Facebook calls it. But that location-based targeting isn't like, that's not in the vernacular. Like nobody says, what's your location-based targeting? They say the radius around your business, right? So I'm gonna use that instead. What's interesting is most small business owners inherently know that their customer base isn't across like, I mean, this is a city here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different cities, right? Like you inherently know that your customers are not gonna drive all the way from like Fort Lauderdale in an hour-and-a-half traffic to get all sorts of angry to figure out how and why and what about your business. Those probably aren't the customers that you want. Yeah, there will be like 1 or 2, but when you're trying to get wallet out, ready by butt in the seat type customers that come back again and again and again, they're probably not that far away, right? Facebook does this kind of on purpose. I don't know if it's malicious, but like as a small business owner, you're like checking all the boxes, you're agreeing in terms of like, yeah, that's fine, whatever. Facebook says, okay, here's where your radius will go. And most small business owners say, okay, fine. They don't know that you can shrink this down. And I think Facebook makes it that way. Like it's not obvious because Facebook defaults to this massive zone around your business because if they can serve your ad faster, that means they can start filling the next order. So if I've got $1,000 to spend and they can take that $1,000 and blanket across everybody, they're done with that order ASAP as soon as possible, and they can make the next $1,000. The challenge with that is, like, I don't want them to waste my money. I want the best bang for the buck. And that often means that I'm not going to be advertising in Fort Lauderdale when I'm based out of Miami, or maybe even Pembroke Pines, maybe even Hialeah. Like, if I'm in Miami, maybe like my radius is just like right here, right? So you have to be smarter than that, right? And you have to like challenge that acceptable like location-based targeting and shrink that down. If you've ever heard of a company called Sonic, they're kind of like a Burger King, McDonald's, but their claim to fame is those commercials where it's like two guys are sitting in a car, because that's what you do. You don't actually go inside, you sit in a car. And I remember I went to Sonic in Dallas, and it was okay. It wasn't great. Like, I mean, I'm not going to go back, right? But they advertise all over Miami, all the time. Like, so much so that people are saying, where the hell is this Sonic? And did you know that there's only one Sonic location in all of Miami? And it's right here where this 821 is. Like, that's the only Sonic. So Sonic's essentially spending money advertising people in Fort Lauderdale, Hollandale, Miami Beach, all the way down, even probably like the Keys down here, to get them to come to a Sonic. But I don't know anybody that's going to drive this far to go to lunch. Or even for a weekend thing. It's not going to happen, right? And Sonic can afford to do that because they have $1 billion. But you have to be smarter than Sonic. Don't waste money like Sonic. If Sonic is going to do it, it's probably bad for you, right? So the whole idea behind this slide is to make sure that you don't waste your dollars on people who can't possibly be my customers. Like, they can't be my customers. Those are the type of people that you don't want. You want people that want to be your customer, that are nearby, that can just walk in and get things done. And honestly, like, even if you do find like the occasional 1 or 2 people that'll drive that 45 minutes, like, they are going to cross 50 of your competitors. They're going to be having to wait like an hour and a half in traffic. The schedule's not going to work. It's a high chance they're just going to reschedule like 10 times. They're not going to show up because life happens. And your time and your effort and your operations and your receptionists and everything will just be wasted on responses that are just too far away. Like, we've run these tests and people will pick up and they will say, oh, I didn't know you guys were that far, never mind. And you go, well, that was a waste because you essentially paid for that response, right? So the whole point is that, like, zoning correctly, like zoning, adjusting this ad radius, this ad zone, doing that correctly will stop 90% of your budget from simply going to waste. And so you always wonder, like, what does a good advertising radius or location-based targeting or zone look like? So we did an example. We said, let's say that you're a brand new dentist based out of Coral Gables. And this is like a fake business. I was just running a test case. But like, there's 2 streets called Ponce and Palomero. And Palomero, I'm always mispronouncing it. It's at the corner of like a traffic circle. It's more like an oval. And that gets everybody confused all the time. And I know that if I'm a dentist here in like a city of Coral Gables, which is inside of Miami, just like Doral, I know that people are not going to drive from Fort Lauderdale all the way down to see a dentist. It's not going to happen. I mean, even if it does, they're not going to be happy and come back again and again and again. I'm not going to be able to like value letter to them, upsell them, turn them from a $20 cleaning to a $6,500 4-in-1. It's not going to happen, right? So what I would do is I would set up a serviceable zone, like a 20-minute drive. Like, if a customer saw a great deal or they were reminded to come in, would they make that drive like right now? Like, all right, kids, get in the car, we're going to the dentist. Like, that's the type of serviceable zone I'm thinking about. And for me, and when I was asking the customers and how far away they were, it ended up being like a 20-minute drive, which is how far this is, which begins to make a lot more sense than here. And so if I were to take this dentist budget of $100,000 every year, should I spend it here or should I spend it here? Like, which one will get you the best bang for the buck, right? The challenge, I mean, this is funny. Like, I was making a little quip about Mark Zuckerberg. Like, I think the line was, if you don't do proper serviceable zones or shrink your location-based targeting, the only thing you're paying for is Mark Zuckerberg's Hawaiian houses, and you know he's got a big problem because his mortgage is $1 million a day, like something like that. I don't know. I was trying to be funny. It got a couple of words, but I don't remember what it was. But yeah, so the end result is if you do this serviceable zone, you shrink your radius around, and you only advertise if you're a dentist, like around here, then you're going to get butt in the seat customers, which is a small business what you want. Like, you want people coming in, spending money, coming back, and that's how you do it. You don't do it here, you do it here. So that's secret number 1, which is location-based targeting. Secret number 2 is having a thumb-stopping, attention-getting, click-worthy act now offer. And since we've presented, I've added worth-breaking habit over offer. So now it's thumb-stopping, attention-getting, click-worthy, worth-breaking act now, worth-breaking habit over offer. So this is an ad that came by our desk. We changed the name and the address, but this is like an ad that somebody sent to us. And, you know, between like him yelling at me and me yelling at him, we finally came to the conclusion that like 90% of small businesses have tried Facebook ads and they just don't work. Like they tried and they got no response. It didn't work. It wasn't ROI positive. They didn't find their customers and things like that. But I keep reiterating, and I've had to tell them time and time again, your Facebook ads won't work if you don't have a click-worthy offer. That's it. Like there's, on average, 1 out of every 7 posts on Facebook is an ad. Like you can scroll through your Facebook and start counting. It's an average of 1 out of 7. And the first one you look at is like the second post that you see. So it goes like real post, ad, and then 1 out of 7 ads. And if you don't have something that's worth clicking on, then you just won't get a response. Like you have to have something that is worth doing that thumb towards. Like way back in the day, it was worth making a phone call over. Then it was worth being on TV. Now it's worth making a click. You need to have an attention-getting photo or a collage or a video, something that makes you say, wow, that's really cool, or something that resonates. Like the challenge of this photo, like even if it is like useful for the business, which I don't think it is, it's really hard for people to identify with that, see the individuals, work with a human being. Like it's just a bad photo that doesn't get attention and isn't worth clicking on and looking into. Okay, good, we added this. So you have to have something worth clicking on and worth bringing a habit over. So that's kind of like, let's say the going rate for daycare is $100 a day. Let's just say that. And if you run an amazing special, that's $99 a day. Like nobody's gonna jump ship from their current daycare or enroll their kids in your daycare because they save $1, right? Like that's not worth breaking a habit over. Maybe it's attention getting because of the photo, maybe it's click worthy because of the photo, but you don't have a habit worth breaking over. But luckily for you, this is like the sales pitch. Like that was in, I mean, it wasn't a sales pitch, but it was like a funny part. I was like, but lucky for you, people smarter than me with like PhDs in computer science have figured out the secret steps to get you a great result. You know, stuff like that. I can't believe I said that, but I did. And so this is the 6 things you have to do to have a thumb-stopping, attention-getting, click-worthy, act-now, worth-breaking habit over offer. And you can screenshot this if you want. I'm going to run through it right now, but like immediately, like which ad stands out more? Like which one do you feel more comfortable clicking on? This like ominous photo of I don't know what, like that's a horse, I guess, some bushes, I'm not really sure, or people that you would actually work with. So there's 6 parts to this attention-getting offer, or attention-getting ad, or whatever you want to call it. The first part is actually calling out the audience. So let's say you're targeting Miami moms, or you're targeting Coral Gables parents, or Key Biscayne bachelors, things like that. Like you have to call your audience. Like if I could literally get to a point where I say, hey, Jeff Miller, blonde hair, blue-eyed, 6'2", 220 pounds, I would put that, but I can't, right? So the closest thing I can get is like, hey, Miami single men, or like, hey, Miami auto aficionados, or audiophiles, or like, just call out your audience, right? And it makes a lot of sense because if you yell from the billboard saying like, hey, car owners, like that's not going to really get a lot of people's attention. But if you say, hey, Honda Civic owners from 2017 and onwards, people will be like, oh, that's me. Right? So that's why you have to call out your audience. The next thing you have to do is you have to call out the pain. Tell the problem that you're solving. Like if you're alleviating a pain, you're calling out the pain, you're moving someone towards their goal, you're solving a problem, like tell them what you want to do and the reason why they should be paying attention. So this ad says like, hey Miami, back pain, neck pain, headaches are no fun, right? Oh, thank you, Cohen Chiropractic. You're so right. I do have back pain and neck pain and headaches. I'm interested. You understand. You're calling out the pain, right? Next up is the worthy offer. So for here, we did a consultation, examination, evaluation, Dr. Porter Finance for $21. What's interesting with this company is that they've been doing this anyway for their initial visits. Like everybody always got that consultation, examination, evaluation, report findings. Everybody. But they never thought to make an actual offer. Kind of like how mechanics or car dealers are saying, like, you get your free 69-point inspection or like your 101-point safety check. Like they've always been doing that, but then they realized that there was something worth telling those people that they were doing it, right? So this is the offer. You're getting consultation, examination, evaluation, reported findings for $21. And so for the person that lives in Miami, which is where they are, person who has back pain, neck pain, headaches, all of a sudden they're saying, look, for $21, I can figure out what the hell's wrong. I can start solving this problem. They've called out the pain and they can deal with it and make my life better. Great. The fourth thing is having scarcity-based action. So 37 vouchers, time is running out soon, limited time off or special only, like only 1 hour to go, something like that, like you see on QVC all the time, because it works. And there's two reasons to do this. Number one, human beings only act when things are running out. Like the only reason you go to Publix is because you need food, right? It's not because you have a lot of food and you want more. It's because food is running low. Like the only reason you're buying a car is because you want another one. The only reason you're getting a laptop is because the other one broke and now you don't have a laptop. Like there has to be a reason for you to act. It's not like, hey, just come by anytime. It's like, no, you need to act now because something's going to happen. So that's number one. That car thing wasn't too strong, but you know what I mean, right? The second part of this for the business is it provides some safety. So like if you had unlimited vouchers and you didn't say there are 37 left, I mean, you really want to be in a position where you can say like, look, crazy lady, I don't like you. You're bad for business. You're taking too much of my time. It's obvious you don't know what you're talking about and we don't want to do business with you. But instead of saying that, you can say, I'm sorry, all 37 vouchers were claimed. Like, great, you're done. You're perfect. It's fine. And so I don't care if your business is like appointment-based or people just walk in. Just put some scarcity-based action on there and you're going to watch your clicks and your conversions, your customers shoot through the roof. It's human psychology. I don't know why. That's just how it works. The fourth thing, or the fifth thing, is having a clear, focused photo. Like, have a picture of the team or your business. Have a picture of the people that'll be seeing or working with or your product or service. Like, this looks nothing like the actual business itself. All of a sudden, a Facebook traffic person that's going throughout my day, that doesn't know your business, all of a sudden I'm getting exposed to the people that I'll be working with and buying services from me. This begins to look really legitimate. There's still this sense of like guardedness on the internet. Like, hey, someone may be trying to scam me. You're essentially like calling them from an unknown number. Like, who are you? There's still that sense of it. But having a picture of people that makes sense, you're going to see your customers be more comfortable opening their wallet and buying from you. So have a clear focus photo of the team or of the procedure or of the process or something like that. And the last thing is repeat your worthy offer. So the reason why this is important is not only because I'm convinced people are naturally goldfish, like they forget every 15 seconds, but also because as you scroll, you can only see this. And then as you scroll, you can only see this. So by the time the person has scrolled down to learn more, they have forgotten what exactly they were doing. That's just how the brain works. I don't get it, but that's just how it works, especially when you're scrolling. So when you repeat your voucher offer and you repeat the reason why they're clicking and why they're interested, all of a sudden you see link clicks go through the roof and people realize what they're getting. Again, I expect like human beings to remember within like 15 seconds, but reiterating is a good idea and it removes that opportunity of confusion. So by repeating this, you don't leave the opening that somebody on your staff will have creative license with your ad or an agency will decide to like fill it up and do something else. Just repeat the offer. That's what works. So this is secret number 2, the thumb stopping, attention getting, click-worthy, act now, worth breaking habit over offer. This is the structure and this is how you get clicks on Facebook and an ad that makes sense. Number 3, placing placements where they are supposed to be placed, which is a lot of fun. I messed up saying this in the presentation, but it's fine. So let me back up. So placements are where the ad goes, like your billboard or TV, it's a magazine, it's a newspaper. Like think about where your ad is physically placed. The challenge, by the way, is that Facebook has 8 different and unique placements across 4 platforms. So you can have your phone, your desktop, your tablet, your Mac, your PC. You can have the Facebook feed, the instant article, videos, in-stream, right column. Now they're introducing, there's a new one out there, I forget what it is. It's like advertising in videos or something, or inside of groups. I mean, there's so many, right? I mean, this is like a whole other thing right here, messenger ads, they're rolling those out. And like I mentioned before, Facebook really wants to fill your order as fast as possible. So by default, by the way, they check all these boxes. Like they're going to send your ad everywhere to everybody. But you don't want that. You don't want your ad to run where it will, oh, I almost messed that up. Like, you don't want your ad to run everywhere. You want your ad to run where it gets the most results, right? And so there's only one that drives leads, results in actionable customers. And it's not what you think, right? So there's like Messenger, so you can advertise inside the Messenger box. There's Audience Network, which is like everywhere all over the internet. There's Instagram, which honestly sometimes works for small businesses. But think about it like this, like if you don't know what you're doing, how do you know which box to check? I mean, they're all defaulted. It's a hidden menu. What are you going to do, right? Well, the only one that consistently works for small and medium businesses is the Facebook newsfeed. That's the thing that you're scrolling through. It's like your Facebook feed is like another birth, another marriage, another birth, another marriage, and then like a post by my mom why her oldest son is not married and doesn't have any kids, and then like another birth and another marriage and things like that. Like, this is the only one that consistently produces leads. There are other ones as well, like Instagram, if you're a Kim Kardashian type thing, but like the whole basic idea is if you're trying to get the best bang for the buck, this works right here. And you don't have to do instant articles, which is when you advertise inside of like a newspaper article or blog post. You don't have to do something inside of Facebook Live or someone's videos. You don't have to do the right column. You don't have to do any of these. You can simply do the Facebook newsfeed, and all of a sudden your dollar is going to where it makes sense. So putting this all together, you want to do location-based targeting, and you want to advertise around an area that makes sense for your business. I mean, you have limited time, limited money. You have to be smarter than Sonic. Advertise where people are going to drive into your store, especially because you want those wallet out rated by customers. The second is have a Facebook ad that is attention getting, that's worth clicking on, that has an awesome offer. Use this structure and use it to generate leads for your business. And third, only advertise where it makes sense. And right now for your SMB, for your small and medium business, whether they're a chiropractor or a plastic surgeon or mechanic or carpenter or wherever, this is the one that consistently generates small business leads time and time again. The others work sporadically depending upon your offer, but if you have limited time and limited money, this is what we recommend and we use for all of our customers. So number one, this is near the end of the presentation. Number one, location-based targeting. Don't let Facebook determine your circle. Target your serviceable zone and get butt in the seats, which is what you want. Number two, have that thumb-stopping, attention-getting, click-worthy, act now, worth-breaking habit over offer. 90% of Facebook ads don't hit their goal, but if you have a great human-focused photo and follow the 6 steps for success, you're going to get clicks and people wanting a product or service. And finally, placing placements where they're supposed to be placed, which is fun to say, right? Facebook wants to spend your money fast, but you want to run your ad where it gets the most leads, so choose newsfeed for your best results. And that's 3 secrets to Facebook marketing that will deliver over 100 leads even if you've never used Facebook before. Wow, I'm like slurring. It's got to be like 4 in the morning or something. But yeah, so that's the basic structure. This is what we run all of our customers through, whether you're spending $10,000 a month with us or $10,000 a day. These are the secrets that work consistently time and time again. So I want you to use them and generate leads and generate customers and things like that. So your homework. Everybody's got homework, right? I want you to create an ad like this. I want you to go to, I'll have a link below. It's something called Ad Parlor, and it will help you generate an actual lead. And I want you to type it in. I want you to use this format and this text and this template, and I want you to send it to us with that subject line and email below so that we can grade it, we can check, and we make sure that you're following the prompt, and ultimately get an ad that is worth the dollars you're investing in. So that's it for this week or this day, and I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks so much.